Welcome to Stand Up, this version being the 5 fan-made stands of the week. You guys sent in so many stands that I might actually have to make 2 a week. Today we're going to go over the first 5 couple of stands that I saw. If you guys want to send in your fan-made stands, either comment it in the video or go to the channel and go to discussion and put it there. So let's go from alphabetical from the stands that I picked. So the first one is going to be Brilliant Tower by Hiroki Aku. Its namesake is referencing the song Brilliant Murder and is also referencing the Tower Tarot card, with Hiroki being the stand user basically. Appearance: a muscular humanoid stand, flesh made of cobbled together gray stones and rocks, with armor made of metallic plates similar to submarine plating, locks, padlocks, and chain decals all over the body, silver, black, and white in coloration. The stats are with an A in strength, an A in speed, a C in range, but it can also act outside of this range, but can only deal damage within 1 to 2 meters of the user, a B in durability, and a B in precision. Developmental potential D. So it's a close range stand like Star Platinum or Crazy Diamond, and has the speed and strength and durability like those stands. The main ability is to lock and unlock anything. The object is locked in place. It's immovable and invulnerable and always stays in that position it was locked into. In relation to Earth's spin, orientation, velocity, and rotation, they're immovable and indestructible, but along with that, if you looked at the locked object, it looks like it's frozen in time. People locked by the ability have no memory of the event and anything was in motion before or after it was locked, and will retain its movement and movement related properties upon being unlocked. Injuries can also be locked on a person, so they won't be able to heal, regenerate, or treat the wound, but also the wound will not become infected. So it's actually as if the wound was frozen, but in time, not actually freezing. The stand can also telekinetically manipulate all objects, and meaning that they could use them as shields if they did want to. I'm going to leave the rest of the information for the first ability given by Hiroki in the comments because this is a pretty long and developed stand. The second ability is to unlock anything. This undoes the first ability where it can affect anything the user has locked in place. However, this also works on objects the user has not locked. The ability can open key-based locking mechanisms, bolts, electronic keypads, password lock computers, databases, and can function in unconventional ways such as area restrictions, when used in the internet sense of content being available in one country but not the other, forums when locked to prevent new entries from being added, and even applying immediately and completely reviving an individual from a locked-in syndrome wherein the sufferer cannot move any voluntary muscle apart from eyelids or eyes. This also applies to paralyzed limbs or other body parts in humans and animals alike. It is thought that this is achieved by unlocking the nerves that govern the movement of the body or the parts of the brain that this does in case of full body paralysis. Weaknesses. Brilliant Tower has a short range, in that its direct manifestation range as a humanoid stand that can deal damage is from 0 to 2 meters around the user, but its lock function only works when within 90 meters of the user. When the user goes outside of this range, the object that was locked is immediately unlocked again, regardless of whether or not it was the only locked object. Additionally, Brilliant Tower can lock a certain number of things at once. While the actual upper limit is unknown, the more objects a user locks, regardless of weight or mass or movement, the more tired the user becomes. An average amount of locked objects the user can lock at once is 90. After this number, the user will become increasingly fatigued with additional locked object. This is not the case with liquids or fine powders, as bodies of sand or water up to a certain size, for example, are considered to be one object. Finally, Brilliant Tower can only lock objects that are within its line of sight. However, it is independent to the user's eyesight, meaning that due to the superhuman senses of most humanoid stands, that's not much of a disadvantage. However, it is shown to be unable to lock objects that are further than 90 meters away. The next stand is Nowhere Man by Gian the Hermit. Nowhere Man's namesake is from the song Nowhere Man by the Beatles. Appearance: a tall and thin black humanoid with no facial features. Stats: none. Now that's woke. It's not even a Requiem stand or anything. It just ain't got no stats. That's crazy. Ability: Nowhere Man can delete the events that occur by creating 3 humanoid substands that represent past, present, and future and using them as a bomb on his target. For example, if the 3 substands blow up the Eiffel Tower, no one would remember the tower, neither the events that occurred near it. If the substands blow up a user or stand user, none of his relatives would remember him, and any events or objects that he caused, break, kill, etc., it will return to its previous state before the interaction of the victim. Weakness, Nowhere Man has 3 weaknesses. His first weakness is that he can't attack if they don't attack him directly. If they attack him indirectly, it won't attack. His second weakness is that it can't erase the memories of the people who witnessed the delete process of the objects. They can't remember the victim, but they do remember the reason of the previous state of the object. So if a victim breaks the bottle, when Nowhere Man deletes the victim, anyone who saw the bottle break will remember that the same bottle broke and why it broke. And its third weakness is that it can't delete its victim if the 3 sub-stands don't attach to the target. The third stand is going to be No World Order by Frank Albertson. The stand user is Ray Gamma Hansen. Its stats: a B in destructive power, a C or A in speed, you'll see why, an A in range, an A or C in durability, you'll see why again, D in precision, and B in potential. Appearance: a humanoid figure with grayish green skin. It appears to be wearing a black leather armor all over its body with a mask that is a hybrid between a hockey mask and a wielder mask, with there being 2 columns of 3 holes on the mask. There is a reddish black gas that comes from the 6 holes in the mask, and the gas appears to encompass the stand. I can't even... Wow. It has a weapon that looks like a stop sign aside from the fact that there's an exclamation mark engraved on the octagon instead of the word stop. Ability: the stand grants the user the power of becoming madness itself. The stand's most basic ability is that it can physically improve the stand user's strength and speed temporarily at the cost of sanity. It can also apply this ability towards another person should the stand be in physical contact with them. Moreover, it can remove its black leather armor and increase speed at the cost of durability. It can also induce madness into others, causing them to see hallucinations and or be crazy. It can also heal the crazy or mentally handicapped by removing the madness inside of their minds, thus allowing them to have a sane mind. As it absorbs more madness, the stronger the abilities the stand can use. At full power, its ability can go above and beyond. It can temporarily distort the reality to the point that the human mind can no longer discern what's going around them. It can temporarily erase certain laws of reality if said laws are limiting its full capacities. It can also create something akin to a miniature world and when everything is randomized. In this world, should someone die, the stand is capable of doing a madness reset in which it resets everything back to before it used said ability. A small but incredible useful ability this stand has is that the stand and its user are completely immune to other reality warping abilities such as the World, Star Platinum, Made in Heaven, and Gold Experience Requiem. The fourth stand, Under Pressure by I Am a Cactus. I'm not a cactus, but his name is I Am a Cactus. Cause I'm not a cactus. You know that. Stand's name, Under Pressure. Namesake, Under Pressure by Queen. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know Queen. If you're a Jojo fan, you don't know Queen, it's a huge problem. Appearance: it has 2 forms based on how much guilt the user is feeling at the moment. Guilt form, which looks like a feminine ghost covered in a black cloth and its eyes are covered and has a big mouth. Free form, which looks like a slim, curvy woman. Its body is completely white and has 2 black eyes and no mouth. Ability: guilt form. It's able to scream in a great volume, but the scream can only be heard by the objective. So it can punch, but the punches are weak but fast. Freeform: since it has no mouth, it can't scream anymore, but now it can grab air by spinning its arm and concentrate the air into a fist and give a very powerful punch, but it's a bit slower than its guilt form. The stats: guilt form has a B in destructive power, an A in speed, a D in range, a B in durability, an A in precision, and an A in potential. Its free form has an A in power, a C in speed, a D in range, an A in durability, an A in precision, and a B in developmental potential. The last stand is Wrong Side of Heaven by Proto Swags. Stand name, Wrong Side of Heaven. I'm guessing its namesake is from Five Finger Death Punch. Appearance: a skinny humanoid stand with a head that slightly resembles a skull. The color is mostly gray with red accents on the number 5 on its palm and its hands. Ability: Five Finger Death Punch. I told you, even before reading it, I told you. If Wrong Side of Heaven hits the stand or the user, the 5 on its palms goes down a number. On each consecutive hit, the number goes down until it goes to 0. Once that number is reached, the ground opens below, and the user and he/she is dragged down into hell. That's crazy. The user? You mean the enemy? I think you mean the enemy. Hopefully. Both of you cannot go to hell. That's crazy. I'm guessing that you mean the enemy. The stand stats: an A in destructive power, an A in speed, C in range, A in precision, and C in potential. Wrong Side of Heaven punches are very fast and precise. He would be able to keep up with the likes of Josuke and Jotaro, but he has a very critical gimmick. Wrong Side of Heaven is never able to initiate an attack, only react if contact is made. Example, someone attacks Wrong Side of Heaven, he strikes back, the 5 on his palm goes to 4, and the enemy stand user backs down. Wrong Side of Heaven can no longer attack, but the 4 stays. So if attacked 4 more times, Wrong Side of Heaven would react and send whoever hit him last to hell. So that's going to be the last of the stands. I'm going to tell you that I did have a problem like reading it because I just went completely dumb and just repeated the same thing over and over and I couldn't get the words out. My goodness. So I guess this is where I'm going to give like my small reviews to each stand basically. So for Brilliant Tower, I think it's a great concept. I think it's a very, very good concept. It was very thought out. I really like how you did everything. The only thing that I think it's crazy is that the amount of locked objects is 90. I'm not saying that you can do whatever you want with that. I'm just saying that 90 locked objects would be pretty crazy. Since you do have the ability to lock people, 90 is a huge number. You can, if you were to say that your stand was to get in a fight with a bunch of people, you could lock everybody and there, like, you wouldn't have to get in the fight at all. So I don't know. But having the same thing, you would have to be locking a bunch of other things. So I think that 90 is a good number, but at the same time, you should bump it down to at least like 50. I mean, that's just a little thing. I don't think, like, I don't want to be nitpicking or something like that, because it's a great stand by itself. I don't want to be that guy. I'm just to say anything about it, and I don't want to bother you or anything like that. I'm sorry. So I'm just saying, from instead of 90, 50, that'd be cool, because 50 stuff, like 50 things by itself, like that includes people and all the types of objects. Those are pretty crazy. So you can do that by itself, and yeah. Along with that, I think locking stuff is like, if you can lock yourself, imagine that. That'd be crazy. And just keep yourself alive for a huge amount of time, but just unlock yourself. But that'd be kind of crazy, I think. Just imagining that you could lock yourself and there'd be like no repercussions for it. Like your stand can easily just be fine with it, and you can just lock yourself for like a long period of time and just live on to the next life, because you said you'd be totally fine. And it's just like, I don't know if you'd be able to set a limit to that. Not a limit, but like you can tell your stand when to act on it. Like say that you wanted to lock yourself for like 10 years or so, and then you just come out of it, stay alive for 10 years, nothing's wrong with you, you're perfectly fine. You can do that for a pretty long time. It's crazy. And plus you'd be indestructible and all. That'd be insane. So the next stand would be Nowhere Man. And I think Nowhere Man has probably, like, that's the concept of getting rid of someone or deleting the events of anything, like insert object here, is insane. The fact that you can get rid of all traces of the person and all, and that'd be pretty crazy by itself. I think certain things like, okay, you said like the Eiffel Tower, the fact that you could make everyone forget about the Eiffel Tower would be insane. Like if that was in the manga, that'd be crazy, because then people are gonna read up on this thing. Like say that they read up on the Eiffel Tower or whatever. Oh wait, let me run that back. It said if the 3 substands blow up a user or the stand user, no one of his relatives would remember him, and any events that he caused will return to the previous day before the interaction of the victim. So if you did do the Eiffel Tower, it would get rid of all connections of, like, okay, so you said anything that with interactions with the object. So say that you did that to the Eiffel Tower, you'd be able to, like, there's no books on it. There'd be no books on the Eiffel Tower whatsoever, because they had to have interaction or something basing off of like the Eiffel Tower for it to happen or whatever. So that would just be completely out of mind. That would just disappear out of history. That the concept of that is crazy, and I really like it. It's a really cool stand. Also, No World Order. I think using using anger, madness, that by itself is sick. Okay, so let me, like, instead of just saying just a bunch of compliments or so becoming madness itself, the fact that you're using madness and all, it's just, the fact to use madness is by itself is pretty cool. And the way that you made it, the more madness it gets, the more elaborate, the more progressive it becomes. Its power goes further than what it originally has and all. And that's, so I'm not good with words right now, but it's a really good stand. So far I like all the stands here. There's also Under Pressure. You took my name. I'm kidding. You probably made it way before that. Everyone has, people have fan made stands that they made it all the way back in like, what is it, Diamond is Unbreakable, or just even Stardust Crusaders, like all the way back. I mean, if you're like that old, I guess. Guild form and Freeform. I think it's really cool the fact that the stand can shift like that. What is it? In concentrating, what is it? Grabbing the air and spinning it around its arm like freaking Sonic the Hedgehog controlling a tornado and all. It's giving a powerful punch. I think that's cool too. You made them separate by taking away and adding on like, what is it? Speed for durability for speed and all. So that by itself, it's pretty even on that. That I like that when you have something to even out and match it up to each other. That's pretty cool. That's nice. I'm really sick at talking right now. And Wrong Side of Heaven, that is crazy. The fact that you can, I think you said you wanted the enemy to go be sent out there. That's crazy. The fact that it just drags him in like that. So what is it? So the fact that it's consecutively, so the fact that it acts on countering, that's another thing. So then it's like, okay, if that was in the manga too, think about that. It'd be pretty hard to like, oh damn, how the heck am I going to hit him? Because if I hit him, I'm instantly dead. I have like 3 more chances, and like the momentum builds up or whatever. So they'd probably have to think of a way to not attack you directly or something like that. Maybe attack you, because like your whole thing is that you counter attack and then you hit back. So it's like, oh my god, that's crazy. So they'd probably have to think of like, I don't know, a projectile that would work and be very elaborate and all. And Araki would probably figure out a way to kill you easily, even though it's a pretty crazy stand by itself. But you know, I think it's well thought out. I think all of these stands so far that you guys have gave me are all thought out, and it took me a long time to do this video. Oh my goodness. But yes, I really like these stands. Please keep it coming, guys. I have so far, these are only 5. If I show you guys my folder, you're gonna see that there's at least 55. So there's another 50 stands and all. So if you guys, I mean, you can add on that. I mean, just forget it. Might as well just add on it. Tell me if you guys want more of these instead of just 1 a week, because I guess, I don't know, if it's 1 a week, it's gonna be a pretty long time. We're gonna get through these fan-made stands, and not everyone's gonna, we're not gonna only have, say that if I did 10, I did like 5 in the first week, 5 in the second part of the week, basically, like say like Monday, Saturday or something like that, or just spread out. You guys get at least 10 stands a week, and we'd probably be done in 5 weeks with the ones that we have so far. But then there's going to be people adding on more stands, so there's like, it's going to be a limitless thing. So just tell me if you guys want me to build up on that more and just add more stands to it. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Comment your stands in the not the description, what the heck, my god, I'm tired. Comment your stands in the comment section, of course, and I'll probably be able to get to it. I'm gonna save it to my notepad or whatever. The thing is, if you write your stands now, they're probably gonna be out for next week, because there's already a bunch of stands already beforehand. But I might mix it up and just add them all, whatever. Just put like randomize 5. I might put them in a randomizer and like write all down the names, put them in a randomizer, and whatever 5 I get, I'm gonna go with those 5 for that week. So you guys comment your thoughts, comment what you want exactly. If you guys want there's more to be this week, comment your fan-made stands. Any other questions if you guys have so, and that's it. So peace out and Godspeed.